Yo, what is going on, guys? Coming at you guys with another leg day, my absolute favorite. You guys know that's how I started this channel. Anyways, starting off with the cardio, I do some dynamic stretches, which, by the way, you guys should definitely check that out. It's in my last leg day, a really good warm up for legs, but I did end up skipping it just for the sake of time. But click the eye in the corner if you guys want to see that. It is right at the beginning of the video. Getting into our first exercise here, the Smith machine squats. Your first thought might be, that's not a whole lot of weight on the bar, and that's right. I actually really like going light on squats, a bit lighter so that I can get really good form. I feel like most people, especially on squats, they could always have better form. I feel like people ego lift, especially on squats, like they want to lift heavier weights, but getting all the way down, like you really can't go that heavy, and it's super important, especially if you're really trying to grow those muscles. The stretch is the most important part. People throwing up a bunch of weight, or they don't want to push themselves that hard so they don't drop as far down. You're killing your gains in the long run, guys. If you're going a bit lighter and you're actually pushing yourself, by the end of the set, you will be really dead. The lighter that you go, the more energy it takes to take yourself all the way to failure or push yourself in an equal amount, so keep that in mind. Another thing you guys might notice is I have my shoes on here. In my last leg day, I took them off, which is what you should do. I just got kind of lazy and kept them on, but the sole should be really hard on the shoes, and if it's softer, like in a basketball shoe like I have on here, then you're gonna lose power that way. I had to use my calf muscles to rack that one. I was not getting that back up. Now, of course, I went harder in my second and third set. I only showed my first set in all of these, but I might do some videos in the future where I only show my third set. Let me know in the comments below if you guys would be interested in that. I really like showing only one set so that I don't have to speed it up, because when you see the footage in actual time and you see the whole set, it really puts into perspective like how grueling this exercise is. Like every set is just a full minute of absolute suffering. Anyways, getting onto the calf raises here, I really like the fact that I can play this at regular speed just to really show like how much time I'm really spending on the way down. Like every time I fully stretch out, make sure it's fully stretched, sit at the bottom for a second to make sure that's as far as I can go, and then I just explode back up and I don't spend any time at the top. In my opinion, it's a waste of energy to stay at the top because you're just resting at the top, and the more you rest, the longer the set's gonna take. The whole goal is to completely burn out your muscles, so it's just kind of a waste of energy to wait at the top. But anyways, I'm doing my favorite calf variation here, which is on the leg press. I've been meaning to do another variation for like 3 weeks now, because I've been doing this for forever, basically since I've started, and I've never really liked the seated one as much, but I really should be mixing it in here and there. I honestly just keep forgetting to do it. Like I'll do this calf press and then I'll be like, okay, let my calves rest while I hit quads and hams, and then I'll do calves later. And then by the time I'm finished my workout, I'm like, all right, we're all done, and I completely forget about it. But anyways, I'll get to it next week, hopefully. Onto these quad extensions. I really like this exercise. It's honestly probably my favorite one. I know I say that about like every exercise, but I really like these ones. You can see my little routine here of just getting in the zone before the set. I'm basically just preparing myself to just completely ignore what my body's telling you. When you're pushing yourself really hard and working out really intensely, your body is telling you to stop because you are like damaging the muscles, and so you kind of need to have your mind almost be outside of your body and just completely ignoring what it's telling you, and you kind of just have to fully push through that pain. It's kind of a skill though that translates to other areas of your life. Like ever since I've started working out, I've had a lot easier of a time pushing myself to do things I don't want to do. You can see right at the beginning of this set, my legs are already shaking. I'm only like halfway through this set. My legs absolutely got toasted from squats. I only showed my first set, right? And I went super hard on my second too. So going into these quad extensions, this is my first set. I already couldn't walk, so. Also, if you guys have noticed that I'm a little bit higher energy in this video, in the past videos, the only time I really had in a day to make the video was when I was like super exhausted after a long day's work, or sometimes I would have the whole video made and then I would accidentally delete some video file or some audio files, and then I would have to go back and record the whole thing again at like midnight just to make sure I get it out on time. So if you guys have watched like my last couple videos and there's some parts in there where maybe I'm not the highest energy, that's why. Anyways, getting into this last exercise here, doing hamstring curls. I mentioned this in the first leg day I ever did, but most of you guys probably missed that. I like to lean forward on this. If you guys aren't growing your hamstrings, maybe you're not getting a full stretch under load. You can also do this on the laying hamstring curl as well, but make sure you're getting that full stretch. Like when you first start the rep, not working out, it should be feeling like you're doing a hamstring stretch. I actually realized about halfway through this set that I probably went way too light, but I ended up finishing it out anyways because I couldn't turn it into a warm-up set since I had already exerted myself. So I just turned it into a 2-minute set, which isn't actually the worst thing. Until you do more than like 60 reps, that's when the diminishing return is. So if you guys are worried about doing too many reps or going too light, it's not really a concern. As long as you're pushing yourself as hard as you can, which, as I said before, if you're doing super light, then it becomes harder to push yourself. But as long as you're going close enough to failure, then that's all that really matters. Since I forgot to do my second variation of calves, that pretty much wraps it up for this video, guys. So I hope you did enjoy. If you did, leave a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe with the notification bells on. We got chest day coming, so you want to stay tuned for that. I do post teasers on my Instagram, so follow there. Liam lifts daily on all platforms, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.